Hello friends, this is Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. How you doing today? Welcome to my channel and thank you for joining me. I'm here to do a finished flip through of this ledger journal. I did two previous process videos on this, so I'll link those below and I'll try not to repeat anything I said in those. But this is the front, just so you can see. Let me hold it up close. And I'm videoing this at dusk, so I've got two lights on here, so hopefully you can see everything. But here's the spine. I did this with a leather spine. Here's the back. Okay, it's got 5 signatures. I have more than 5 sewing strings here because I put some artificial ones in here to just make the spine look pretty with more, like I had more signatures than it does, but it has 5. I actually was thinking about putting more in here, but I couldn't fit any more in here. So anyway, just to explain why I say there's 5, but there's one, looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I put 2 fake signatures in here, I guess you could say. I have a leather closure. I talked about that in my video when I was thinking about previous video when I was thinking about how I was going to do a closure. So I sewed the leather on the back here from the inside, and it goes around, and I put a buttonhole in the leather, so it hooks to the hitch post here through the buttonhole. Okay, and I made it, I could have made it tighter, but I wanted to leave some room for expansion. So I didn't put it, you know, like here, if you squish it together, you can see it could have been tighter, but I didn't want to do that because, you know, you need room in your journal, right? So anyway, let's just get started with a quick flip through here. This is a little kind of Tim Holtz ephemera here. It's the birds, and I've made them into a pocket. And these end papers here that are on the inside of the covers were the original from this book, which was an old book, and I have the copyright page in here. It's very, very, very vintage. There's handmade ephemera in here and handmade ephemera from the digital kits I use, because this is my design team project for Studio 28E. Sherry designed the 3 kits I used in here. So this was like from the kit, this little receipt, super cool. It even has like a little piece of tape on it there, which is from the kit, you know, very well designed by Sherry. Very, very beautiful. This is a little tag that I received in Happy Mail, and there's a few things I received from Crafty Emily, and there's a few things in here throughout. I'll point them out to you, but that is in here as a tag or journaling card or both. The inside of the spine here has the lace, just as a reminder, sewn in. And the book, again, just as a reminder, is sewn all the way around the covers, the spine, and, you know, the back and front cover. So let's just flip here. We've got ledger and a pocket here. This is a piece of an envelope, a library card. It says friends on the back, and it's backed with like coffee dyed paper. Actually, this is, I'm trying to think of what this is. I was using some piano paper too. This might be, it kind of feels like the piano paper. So anyway, that's in there. Or it might be coffee dyed paper. I'll point out for sure, I did use some vintage piano paper in here as far as player piano rolls. Okay, here's a little envelope. It's one of those beautiful envelopes that I printed very small with the coffee dyed lace. Okay, this is the coffee dyed lace page here. This is the blueberry echo dyed paper. And so here's some of the piano roll paper. It's got the little, you know, slots in it and everything. I just used it to decorate and kind of add an interesting layer to this page here, which was already coffee dyed. And then I added the coffee dyed paper. I just wanted to use some of that, and I thought it was really pretty, and added a nice vintage look here. This is a letter from the ledger kit here, a very vintage letter, and you know, very neat addition to a digital kit. So I won't keep repeating as far as the blueberry paper. When you see paper like this, you'll know it's the eco dyed blueberry paper. And then when you see paper like this with the lace on it, you know that's the coffee dyed lace paper, right? So here's the middle of the first signature. And we'll just keep flipping. Here's a flip out. Here, this was a piece from the kit, this envelope, and I added it to, you know, extend this little flip and just add a finishing touch there, like a tab. Here's another vintage letter from the kit. Here's another piece of ephemera. Here I just wrapped around as kind of like a little tab. And just, there's half of it here and half of it on either side. This is, everything is coffee dyed in here. This is a piece of envelope that's sewn on. There's a little bit of sewing here and there. I like see this piece is sewn on too. So in this pocket I have a postcard that is backed with, this is some of that coffee dyed paper, I think. I don't know, I just backed it. Oh, this is, I know what this is. This is kind of thin cardstock. It's thicker than paper, but not real thick cardstock. And I wanted to something to make this a little sturdier, so that's what I did with that. This is a piece of ephemera from the ledger kit. I love these little notes and things in there, receipts and things like that. So cool. So here we go to the second signature. This was a piece of, see this, there's some ledger paper in here. Most of it's not written, but this one was written on. So cool, right? And then here's a little pocket here. It's just sewn on. This is one of those envelopes where I did a video on how to fold this paper into an envelope. So you unfold it, like the flap tucks right in here, then you unfold it for like a secret journaling room here. So I put one of those in here. You just fold it back up and tuck the little flap right in there, and you have an envelope and kind of a secret journaling spot. And see here I have it decorated as an envelope with a postage stamp and a postmark. And we'll just keep flipping. This was a lot of fun to make this journal. I really loved how it turned out, and just working with these kits, really, really fun. Here's some more that really cool. I had got this in Happy Mail, this piano roll paper, and I hadn't really used any of it. And I was like, this is the perfect journal to use it in, because I was using a lot of neutrals in here. See how that turned out? I just tore a piece out and distressed it and put it down here, and it glued down so nicely. It's just nice and flat. It's really amazing. If you've have never tried any, you might want to get some sometime if you can get your hands on some. Little picture here, that's a journaling card inside this. This was a junk mail envelope that I coffee dyed. And just some pretty paper, more pretty papers. Here's the other side of that envelope with another little cute little picture. Some of these I get from Reader's Digest, and I just make them into journaling cards. And this one is backed on file folder, so it's nice and sturdy. So is that other one, I believe. So it goes right in there. I just cut the ends off that envelope to make pockets. Here's another little flip out here with a piece of ephemera from the kit. A belly band here with a little mini envelope. And it's the envelopes were coffee dyed inside. Oh, and this is the spine from the book, in case you didn't see on my last video where I talked about this. This is the spine from this book that I made into a belly band right there. Just really, I love these letters that were in the kit. I could just print those out and use those in every journal, I think. So here's another picture, like from a Reader's Digest or a book, you know, a vintage book backed on that. This is some of that little bit thinner cardstock, but nice for backing things, you know, and journal cards and things. Here's a little, I put a little word here on this. This was like a railroad ticket or something like that, railroad receipt in the kit. I used it as a pocket. It's sewn on. Then I added the word explore here. A little ephemera here, just a little journaling card from my stash, made from an index card. And then another signature here, where I have two, a flip down and a flip up here, where you can write, you know, inside here. And this library card can also be use for journaling. I have some stamping on the back there, and this just fits nicely tucked into both of those spots right there. And so another pocket here. This little tuck spot was made from vintage ads. You can see, maybe let me show you up close. Just decorated with some lace and a butterfly, and there's a rubber stamp there. This is a little paper bag that I decorated the other night. I think we did this one together. It's decorated on this side and this side. So cool. This red piece is from the kit. I really love that. And then I added some, oh no, the little numbers here are from the kit too. That was so cool. It looks like it's got holes in it, but it doesn't. It's really cool. Little rubber stamped piece of paper there, and just several little pieces here layered on this to give it a nice neutral vintage look. And a journaling card inside that was also made from scraps and a little flower and sewn around, and that just fit in there nicely, and that's right in this tuck spot. Lots of writing room here, or you can add your little pictures or you know, anything you want really. Mementos. Here is another piece from the kit that I added on this flap as a fold out. One of the letters from the kit. There were several letters. Here's another one in that kit of all different shapes and sizes. Here's one here. It was like a little note, and I made it into a flip up, flip down. I put the word forever here as a little tuck spot for the flap, and so it you just undo it like that, and when you're done you can just tuck it right back in there. It says forever, and then onto another signature here where I have, this one is a big flip out with this letter that I added with a hinge here, and then here's another little letter there, or a note. And this is a paper bag. We decorated this one together too, I believe. And I decided to, see, this one has a gusset. I left the gusset, and so you can pull it out a little bit if you want to. If you don't like the gusset, you can always put some glue in here on both sides and kind of glue it down and just have it, you know, a pocket. It's a pocket either way, but here you can fold it out and get more in it, you know what I mean? If you have the gussets in there, you can actually get more in there. And there is a good sized journaling card in there that I made from, this is made from a calendar that I had got in the mail. Yes, so, yep. So I thought that came out nice. This is some Tim Holtz tissue paper on there. That's really pretty. I received that from Marie in Happy Mail. So we'll just keep flipping here. Another little flip out. Pretty letter. Look at, aren't those letters gorgeous? I have to print out some more of those now. Here's another one here. A piece of, this was a little note or a little receipt or something. It's got some numbers on there. I put about 4 of these little library cards in here because I have like colored, you know, library cards that I have ready to go, but these I just printed out special for this journal because they were more neutral, you know, and backed them with some of that lightweight cardstock and added some, you know, pieces here and there. So they make nice journaling cards. Here's another little picture from a Reader's Digest, if I remember right, and just put it on this. It made a little tag here on the back. It's a little piece from something that I took apart, and it says notes on it, so that turned out really cool. And it's got a ribbon on the top that is sewn on, and I think we're at the last signature already. So here was a couple pieces. I think these are I kind of have my ephemera, like Tim Holtz stuff, mixed up with maybe some ephemera. I don't buy too much from, that's not Tim Holtz as far as the little packets of die cuts. I usually get the Tim Holtz, and I have a few, and but I think I've seen a couple that I bought at Tuesday Morning. So I don't know if this is Tim Holtz or just a little pack that I bought at Tuesday Morning, but anyway, wherever it's from, it's pretty cool. Anyway, and it looks good right here. I made a little tuck spot. It's sewn on. This is a card. This is made from a large luggage tag, this journaling card. This is actually some jelly printing here on a doily. And this is 2 little flower I cut out of some jelly printing all the little pieces here are from Jelly Printing. And I just decorated this luggage tag with them with some pretty little trims there. So that was a fun day. I remember that. I think I have that on a video somewhere. So here's a flip up here. You can always write inside those flip ups if you want. And then this is a little card I made just from a piece of, I showed it to you I think at the end of my last video where I was working on this and said I was going to do something with it, and it was a piece of packaging, and it was pretty, this pretty like mint green, wrapped a piece of neutral colored paper here, and it's loose in the back, so if you wanted to tuck like a secret note in there or something in there, you can tuck. I left it loose in the back as like a little belly band kind of thing. And then just put a word right there and some rubber stamping. Just kind of having fun with that one. So, and as you can see, more pretty papers here. Little flip out here. This is a paper postcard from the kit. This piece I used, I was using that piano roll paper, and I had a few where I had cut out those pieces. I had a few pieces left, like little scraps. And I said, well, let me use those. So I used them in this signature here and just kind of glued them all over. It's so cool how they just lay so flat on your paper. And then this was a little mushroom that I stamped on copy dyed paper. And I showed it the other night too, where I said this is a flip. And so anyway, I ended up putting it right here to decorate this page. You can write all over this, and back here if you want, and behind here is a little bit personal stuff back there maybe. So fun, right? So, and here's another one of those little pieces. This is a little like a roulette wheel or something. It looks like a little roulette wheel to me. And so in here, just one of the library cards like I was telling you about. And this is a page from the end papers from this book. I said I would put in here because I thought they were so pretty. Aren't they beautiful? And I backed it with some of that lightweight. This is very lightweight. Anyway, I'm not sure what I put on the back of here, but it's pretty cool. It's nice and neutral, and I wanted to just add a second layer of something is what my goal was, to sturdy this up, because this, the rest of the book had like paper pages, but these little end papers that were like this feel almost like onion skin. I don't think they are onion skin, but that's how thin they were. So I really felt like I needed to support that, to put it in a pocket. So I did that here, and then I have this little journaling card in here too. So that's all in this little roulette wheel here. And then we're at the back, and here's another one of the pages. This one I was going to back, and you'll be able to feel this. Whoever gets this journal will feel it and know what I'm talking about. It's like, I don't know, it's like very thin paper, almost like onion skin. But this has the copyright on, so I didn't back it. And so the person that gets this journal can do whatever they want with this. They can cut it up, tear it up, whatever you want. But I thought these were so beautiful. I wanted to include it in this journal for whoever gets it. The back pocket here is also a piece of Tim Holtz ephemera. And in here I just have a bookmark, Everything You Can Dream and Then Some. I just, whenever I find bookmarks at thrift stores, I try to pick them up and use them in my journals. Another little cute piece of ephemera from the kit. Isn't it awesome? I love it. It looks so real, right? It just looks like a piece of ephemera that has been laying around forever. And this is another little tag from Crafty Emily. And I added the little notes there and distressed it and put some string on here, but this was already on here. She did such a wonderful job on her little pieces. I just love them. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed it. I just had so much fun creating this. And so I am off to another project, which I will share with you in my next video. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope everyone's doing great, and I'll see you next time. Happy crafting!